Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, BA'ashem, YAHAWASHI, BA'ashem, RICANS. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and shalom to mighty Akim, Waqwafim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with another lesson. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So, today's topic is going to be going into, how it's just as plain as day. It's painfully obvious who the wicked are. All right. And the inspiration to do this lesson is this video that we're about to. All right. So,
police officers have just won a $16 million jury verdict against the University of Washington. They say the university ignored more than 100 incidents of racial discrimination against them, and they say there was a group of police officers who were behind it. Some of these incidents were severe. One plaintiff says the brake lines of his car were cut while it was at the police station. Another plaintiff says that white officers would wander around the locker room with a taser and turn it on inches away from black officers. The plaintiffs also say that they experienced a constant stream of racial slurs or insults. One says a group of supervisors asked him if, quote, all black people like grape soda, and then they began laughing. Another is accused of offering black officers watermelon-flavored drinks over and over again. A black female officer says she found a banana on the floor in front of her locker with a note on it that said, here's your lunch, you blank. The final word on the note was a slur. She also says a supervisor asked if she'd gotten a haircut and then said, quote, it seemed nappier last week. Another plaintiff says he was accused by a supervisor of using ebonics when he had minor typos in a police report. And a group of white officers are accused of repeatedly claiming to, quote, own the black officers or telling them, quote, I own you. The plaintiffs say these insults were only the beginning. They say there was an anti-snitching culture at the department and that white officers would make false reports on black officers trying to get them fired. One officer says he was hit with a wooden. 5 black police officers.
All right, so that's the majority of it. And it is, in my opinion, like that's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie, because I just know. Well, Slack, let me preface this by saying I will say I've heard some Jakes with good reasons as to why they want to become police officers, but at the same time, there's also the flip side of it, of Jakes that become police officers and want to, basically join hand in hand and side with their oppressor. All right, so there are two different types of Jakes. So I can't say fully, what type of Jakes they are, but I guess for this instance, okay, this is just kind of like I guess we shouldn't truly be surprised that this is happening, because this same type of stuff happens, kind of like in like a friend, quote unquote friend situation. Because I definitely heard there was this one Eve, I believe, this one Eve, all right, she went to her Edomite friend's house, and there was a bunch of them. There was a bunch of these Edomite women, all right. I think she was the only Eve there, and then they basically killed her, or I forgot how exactly, but basically, they were like beating on her or something like that. They were doing a bunch of terrible stuff to her, and they killed her. All right, like they are not. These devils are not our friends, and we should be. Let me get that as a matter of fact. Bear with me. Okay, Hebrews chapter 7 verse 26. For such an high priest became us, who is holy, harmless, Hold on. Okay, I see. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Okay, we're supposed to separate ourselves from these wicked people, from these demons. All right, what does the scripture say about them? All right. John chapter 8, verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth. He speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So these people, they show sometimes they do hide it, of course, but sometimes when people tell you who they are, okay, believe them. Okay, that's a very common saying. I hear brothers say that all the time. All right, when Esau shows you the type of person that he is, you need to believe him. You can't just say, oh, well, maybe he's gonna change, oh, maybe this and the third, oh, I can fix him and whatnot. No, you have to believe, okay, you know what, this person is bad news, stay away from them. All right, speaking to myself first and foremost, sometimes, not all the time, of course, but sometimes when I see someone like, well, honestly, in my personal experience, I tend to keep away from most people in the first place. But teach their own. We all have our own experiences. All right, but there were instances where, me personally, I didn't what's the word, accept the signs that were there. And I pray through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, you brothers and sisters can, when you see the signs and you see, okay, you know what, this person is bad news, you get the hell away from them. You run the hell away. You run the other way. Stay away from these demons that show and reveal their true colors. All right. Showing, that, oh yeah, it's okay to lie, it's okay to this and then this, that, and the third. Especially, these women, because the thing was, Slakia, the thing is that a lot of times these women will say and do stuff like, will lie and say stuff like, oh, I didn't cheat, when in actuality they did, and they convince themselves in their mind that they didn't. All right. So it's a big, it's like they convince themselves in their mind that they're not doing it, that they didn't do anything wrong. So they're not gonna bring it up to you. So basically it will be a lie. All right. So watch out for that, brothers and sisters as well. Whoever, so there will be certain people that don't tell you the whole truths, okay, or try to misrepresent or even falsify certain things, or just not outright tell you. All right. So yeah, that's basically that. We need to separate ourselves and keep away from these wicked ass people. Yes, there are going to be times where we have to interact with certain people, all right, be it for a job or whatever, all right, but just keep it professional, keep it as business. Try not to involve yourself too much with these other people. All right. You don't want them making snares for you. Okay. You don't want yourselves at their mercy. All right. Which this is what these police officers have done, which I will say, for the good ones I've heard, for good reasons, they said they want to become police officers to police their own communities, so that as a result, their communities, their people won't be getting oppressed by the police officers having a fair, fair policing, whatever the frick you want to call it. All right, and avoiding Edomites, trying to put them to death. all right? And whereas there's also, Jakes that are actually trying to, forward set affliction, okay? But it depends. It obviously depends, all right? Now, another thing I wanted to get into, Isaiah chapter 31, verse from the top. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. So now you heard in the very beginning of the video, it said the University of California, I believe,
have just won a $16 million jury verdict against the University of Washington.
Oh, so like a University of Washington. Okay, so they basically, let's see.
They say the university ignored more than 100 incidents of racial discrimination against them.
So these Jake cops, all right, they reported more than 100 different instances and incidences of racism that happened towards them, and that's them thinking that, oh yeah, we need to fight the system. We need to go to the system to help. We need to go to the system and ask the system to fix this issue. We need them to help us out and resolve the system. Resolve the system. Resolve the system by the system. All right, that's basically how they were doing it, and look at how that, for the most part, it didn't until it did. But even then, that's kind of like a rarity. It rarely ever works out, and ultimately, I'm trying to get at the thing that I am trying to get at is that through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, that's what's going to protect us, what's going to help us, what's going to deliver us. Okay, I'm not saying we should not go try to do something like that. I'm just saying that for certain people, like these Jakes that go and become cops. Now this being in the sense of all of them, both of them that have of helping out our people as well as oppressing our people, both cops, it is still them trusting. They're both still trusting in Egypt, okay, and not trusting in the Lord. Or all right, because at the end of the day, while yes, it is a noble cause to want to protect our people from these demon cops, all right, that just want to find an excuse to murder us, all right. There is also the fact that you are relying on Esau's system, okay, or spiritual Egypt, Babylon, in order to Babylon system to protect our people. Okay, you're not relying on YAHAWAH, Yahawashi, all right, and therein lies the problem. And we need to remember YAHAWAH and only YAHAWAH. He is the only one that can protect us. All right. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 13. Yea, before the day was I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it? Okay, no one can deliver out of the hands of YAHAWAH. If the Lord sets his sights on destroying you, you're going to be destroyed. Okay, whereas if the Lord chooses to protect you, no one can break through the protection of YAHAWAH. Okay, the Lord won't let anyone lay a hand on a hair of you. All right. So, in addition to that, okay, we also have Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So, the thing is, they have a perpetual hatred towards us. So, they're going to do this, even though the cops are, they're supposed to be in the same field, the same job. They're supposed to be on the same side, quote unquote. But clearly Esau shows that no, we don't. No, we're not on the same side. All right. But that don't know are these Jakes. All right. These Jakes are the only ones that don't realize that there is not two sides to it. You Jake, you quote unquote good Jakes, good so-called good Jakes. Okay, I say so-called. All right, that say you don't want our people to be killed. All right, you so-called good Jakes think, oh yeah, our duty as police officers is to protect the citizens. But then these Edomite, these devil cops, I don't want to say devil as they truly are. These devil cops. All right, their goal is to kill Jake. All right, that's their goal. Not the same thing. All right, they despise us. They want us. They want to destroy us. All right, and yet the only ones that don't know is Jake. All right, it's crazy. Slocky, just like I don't know. When, as I said before, when they tell you who they are, when they tell you what they are, believe them. All right, and I can only imagine what they're doing now. All right, I imagine they're still not police officers. The Jakes, I can only imagine. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Lord. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise His word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Verse 13, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Okay, so all that trust in oppression, all that trust in Esau's system, all that trust in the system of the one that is oppressing you. All right, just like how in what's it called, when the Lord, when YAHAWASHI delivered the Israelites out of Egypt, okay, they were saying, oh, I wish we were back in Egypt. Oh, I wish we were back in Egypt. Like, they're trusting in oppression. All right, that's the exact same mindset that these people are. And that's the thing, Slocky. That's the thing. I see that. I honestly see that mindset. I see the spirit of those exact same Jakes now, because I've read that at least 2 or 3 times. I've read that 2 or 3 times, and every time I can, now more than ever, I can see the spirit of those people in these Jakes. When something happens, their first thought is, some sort of oppression, defaulting back to some sort of oppressive system. Like, oh, we need education. Oh, we need to protest. When does that work? What did that get Martin Luther King? What did protesting get Martin Luther King? A bullet in his whatever, however he died. I don't know. Okay, like, what is wrong with Jake? They always go back into the same thing that did not work out for them, rather than YAHAWAH. All right, it is insane to me. Like, I just can't. I recommend reading Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. It's just definitely something that you need to see. Yahawadah, you're able to see it, all right, or read it or catch it, all right, and not just if you don't see it, then you're probably one of them. You're probably one of the Jakes that just going back to oppression. All right, so Yahawadah, you're able to see, you're able to understand just the wickedness of these Jakes that all they can think of is, oh yeah, what's the oppression? How's the oppression? Let me go back to the oppression, to the oppressive ways of Egypt and spiritual Egypt, and to get my fix of the help, my food, my whatever. All right, food, clothing, shelter. All right, like, yo, Jake is wicked. All right, Jake is Sodom's children. Slocky, bear with me. So, where was I? Yeah, basically, they trust in oppression and they don't trust in the word of Yahawah Yahawashi. All right, this is the biggest issue that Israel needs to get out of that wicked ass mindset. Okay, stop believing in Babylon. Stop believing that what's it called? Everything is gonna be everything all right when he's perpetuating all the wickedness that's falling upon us. All right. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2: when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And this isn't just for Jake; it's for everyone. It's for everyone. Honestly, like, as you have these devils that are in authority. All right, as you read in the first verse we brought up was Job chapter 9 verse 24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. All right. Even now, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay, even the Edomites are mourning because of how terrible the world is right now. Okay, we're all suffering. We're all going through some serious shit. It's not easy. It's not smooth. Like, things are too hard. Are really hard. It's getting a lot harder to live. All right, like, and this is why we pray, that the Lord delivers us soon, very, very soon. That's why Elder Apostle Tahar, all right, Slakia, Elder Apostle Tahar, said this is the hopeful year. We hope and pray that all the prophecies pop up and we are going to be Yahawadah this year, especially with the up and coming election for America. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom.